Hello friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. Behind me is my trusty dusty freeze dryer, Fifi. Anyways, today is going to be like, it's going to be the start of this video, but I already have some that's already finished, so I'll show you that when I get done here. But I'm going to show you, I had bought 5 of the 18 pack of eggs at Kroger's. They had them on sale for 99 cents. Or excuse me, $1.99. Jeez, I was getting all excited. Anyways, $1.99 for the 18 eggs. So I have a large freeze dryer that's got the 5 slots, and that's ready to go. I let that start when I was cracking the eggs, and then what I did is I just cracked them in the buckets, and I ran my immersion blender down it, and I made them into done up eggs. So anyways, I'm going to open this up, and hopefully I got this going in the right direction, because what's going to happen is, because this is liquid, I didn't pre-freeze it because I don't have room in my freezer to lay out the 5 trays. I highly recommend pre-freezing everything, okay? But if you don't have the freezer space, you can't, okay? So, also what I'm using for the first time is Brian over at Retired at 40 sent me some of these large parchment papers to go on my trays, and eggs do get a little bit sticky, so it's going to look like that, and I didn't have to pre-cut them. Thanks, Brian. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Now I just did clean this up because I've been really lazy, and I never let her usually set this long unless she's broke down, which she's not. But I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I just don't know for sure if just so much things are going on, and I just didn't feel like freeze drying, because I mean, it's not like you just throw stuff in there, unless it's like frozen vegetables or something to that effect, where you just throw it on the tray and walk away and you're done. Usually there's prep involved, buying involved, pre-thinking involved. So anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I'm going to go ahead and put in all 5 trays. Now this is actually cold right now. You can't feel it, obviously. I'm just letting you know what's cold. Because I have learned that anytime you have something with liquid and you're trying to walk through the house with it, that doesn't go very well. So I have 18 eggs in this half-gallon jar, and I have 2 of them, and then I have 3 packs of the eggs in this gallon jar. So they're all scrambled, and I don't know for sure if you can see the steam coming from this freeze dryer, but let me raise this back up a little bit, and I'll start at the top and work my way down. Hopefully I'm not in your way. This gallon jar is a little bit heavier. Nice. Anyways, that was probably about 3 or 4 eggs, probably right there. Let me get that cleaned up real quick. See what happens when you try not to be in a big hurry? And this is also a reason why you don't walk through the house with anything that's liquid. I mean, this is just things that obviously happen. You know, I mean, you try not to make it happen, but spills do happen. Anybody who has a freeze dryer can say, yes, I have spilled my fair share of things. I'm going to have to come back through and clean this very well in my carpet. But anyway, so that's all in there now. And they're all about the same. I'll bring you up here. They're all about the same fullness. This middle one looks a little bit fuller, but they're all about the same. So now what you do is you close the door, and then all you do is hit continue, and then it goes to freezing. However, you do need to shut your drain. So anyways, what's going to happen is this will go through its freezing, and then it'll last a few hours in the freezing. Well, I've got a big old mess to clean up in here. Anyways, come back and get that all cleaned up. Anyways, what's going to happen is you want to make sure that your ring, that this is actually going all the way around, and it's the glass you can see is pressed against it, which it is, and that will start the whole freeze drying process. Now this is probably going to take approximately 24 hours. I mean, it's not a just like boom and it's done thing. Like dehydrating is a lot faster. But I do like the stuff better in the freeze dryer than I do dehydrating. But I don't know if anybody has seen this. Let me flip this around, hold on. I had this on a video a while back, and these are shelves my husband made me. I still have to figure out if I want to paint them or stain them or whatever, but meanwhile it doesn't matter. It's holding my stuff. So this right here, I don't know how many eggs are in here, but this is freeze-dried eggs. Let me flip this back around here. Not very good if I can't see what's going on. So anyways, this is freeze-dried eggs, and I believe it's, I'll write it down below, but I want to say it's 1 tablespoon equals 1 egg, or 2 tablespoons equal 1 egg, and then you do equal parts of water. Now I did make my husband some eggs the other day, and I had him try it because I still can't taste all the way. So I said, well, I've been waiting thinking that I could taste things still, and I still can't taste everything. So I made up a little bit of scrambled eggs for him, and I added some salt and pepper, and I said, well, will you try this? Will you try the scrambled eggs? And he said yes. And he says, if you did not tell me that these were freeze-dried eggs, because they're raw, I mean, you see them go in raw, that he would not have not known that they were not fresh, cracked, scrambled eggs. So I think that's very, very good to say that. But behind me, there is a video, and it kind of like explains. I'll tag this video at the end of the one that explains kind of like what's in some of these jars behind me. But this used to be, when we first moved in here 9 years ago, this used to be my office, and my window, there was a window over here, and my desk used to sit in front of the window because I like to look outside when I'm working. And my sister-in-law, who passed a couple years back, she moved in for a little while, so this became her bedroom. This was supposed to be my mom's bedroom. My mom had ALS before she died, and I had 24/7 care of her before she went to hospice because she got a little bit too much, where I could not feel with the amount of morphine that she was on, that I could not no longer lift her by myself during the day. So she went to hospice, and only lasted like 12 days. And I think about her constantly. I mean, not that she was a perfect woman. I'm not a perfect woman. She wasn't a perfect mom. I'm definitely not a perfect mom. But I love her and I miss her so much. But this was supposed to be her bedroom because across the hall is my bedroom. There's 2 bedrooms on the main floor of this house, and then there's 2 upstairs. And so this became like the guest bedroom, and our one exchange student, she slept down here, and the other one slept upstairs. Because that year we ended up with 2 exchange students on a complete accident. One from Italy and one from Germany. You know, I mean, I've taken this over now. Now this has become the freeze dryer room. We still call it Margie's room, but it's no longer Margie's room because it's got shelves of food, and it holds like some of my canning jars and other food. And this has now become like, I got a chest freezer in here, so this is definitely no longer a bedroom. We took out the bed and we gave it to my daughter, and she uses it at her new house. So, anyways, I'll bring you back. I will make up some eggs, so you're not having to wait for the full thing, but I'll make up some eggs out of these so you can see how it's reconstituted so very easily. I'm going to throw a little bit of because I love eggs with green peppers, mushrooms, and onions. So I'm going to add that to mine that I'm going to make up so I can eat it because my husband's not here yet. And that way I can kind of show you what it looks like, and this video can end and everything's all good. So I will be back. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I have that boiling hot water from my sink. And I'm just going to go ahead and just throw just a little bit of onions. I suppose you could probably do this all in one bowl. But I've not done this enough to actually know. I probably put too many onions in there. I forgot I had grabbed a brand new, spanking new container. And every time, and it's so weird, every time my cat hears a jar open, he thinks he's getting fed. He does not get fed from canned goods. So I don't know what he thinks. So it's kind of weird. So anyways, there's a little bit of the green pepper, mushrooms, and onions. Now, like I said, this is something that is like, once I move this around here, pretty much this is actually already constituted. But I'm going to leave that there for just a second. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do equal parts. I'm going to take my little coffee scoop one, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these, and then bear with me while I go to the sink, and I'll fill this twice. Alright, as you can see, that doesn't look very pretty, does it? So you just pretty much just mix this together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out a pan and some spray, and I'll start heating up the pan. And because like I said, those eggs that I put in there just now are, they're raw. I don't know for sure if the pre-cooked and then made into the eggs like that would work as well. I don't know, so I've never done it, but I know this way works, so that's how I'm going to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and get this pan done up, and I'll bring you over to the stove. And I know you're really not supposed to use non-stick on with these sprays, but I'm not going to get out the butter and stuff like that, so oops, making a big mess over here. As always, just say, but that's a, as always, you always do. that's not the spoon I wanted. But anyways, so you can see the steam coming from this. Let me adjust this camera. I still have it pretty high up from being in the freeze dryer room. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that egg in here. And I am going to dump out this water that was in the vegetables. And add that in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm just going to go ahead and scramble like normal. I don't know for sure if I should have put the vegetables first or the eggs first. I'm going to get that little other pan here. Hold on. I like my little, oops. You just gotta, I like doing it better that way. And of course, usually, I make such a mess in the kitchen, I swear. Usually I put a little bit of egg or a little bit of cheese on my omelets. So of course I'm going to break that out too. But I'll have a bite beforehand to see if I can actually hopefully taste this. Give me a second and I'll get my cheese out. Now I also do like to add salsa to my scrambled eggs. But one thing about this, like I said, I'll find out and I'll put that down below. I will, it's really nice, and I don't know why when I go to bake, why I don't think to use the scrambled eggs in the powder. Instead of just going cracking up 2 fresh eggs. But it's really sad that you have to get excited about $1.99 for 18 eggs when earlier this summer it seems like we were able to eat, to have like the 36 eggs for that price. But you know, it is what it is, and I can't change anything, and I don't have any chickens myself, and I'm not for sure I want to. I mean, I live in the city. We could have, I think we could have 5 here. But I'm not really a pet person. And all these people that I see that have their chickens, they just, it's like their bestest buddies and their friends. And I don't know for sure if I'm up for that. You know, I don't know. We'll see. But as you can see, that's pretty well done. So I'm going to go ahead and throw cheese on some of it, and the other part won't have cheese. And I'll go ahead and try this part over here. Okay, well, honestly, what I can taste, I mean, which, you know, like I said, I still can't taste everything. But what I taste, it has the same exact consistency of the scrambled eggs that I would make prior to getting sick. And that's what it kind of, to me, that's exactly what it tastes like. Water in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour this in the bowl. And I would suppose, and I should have to try this maybe on one of my next batches when I have fresh peppers and stuff. Because I have seen people on my Retired at 40 group on Facebook You know, Brian has, I don't know if you can see that. Brian has the Retired at 40 on Facebook. Let me bring you over here. He has the Retired at 40 on Facebook and on YouTube. And there is just a plethora of information on there. And just wonderful people. Some people have a freeze dryer. Some people are thinking about buying a freeze dryer. But if you are curious at all about a freeze dryer and are wondering maybe, definitely get into his page, Retired at 40. Brian, he's really, really nice. He's got that cookbook out there. I have a few of my recipes on there. And you know, of course, the Facebook group if you're on Facebook at all. But I mean, that looks, I don't know about you guys. That looks exactly like I would have just broke open a few eggs. And like I said, I'll say down below what it is, how many eggs. But, I mean, I can taste this just a little bit. I mean, my taste is getting better almost every day in my smell. But, honestly, this is like I just did an egg. And just cut up the green peppers and mushrooms and onions. So, definitely, thumbs up. But that's the process of it goes through. And then what happens is when I actually, when this gets done, you have to test it, make sure there's no cold spots all the way through the eggs. And when that happens, I did try to do it in my Vitamix, because of course the Vitamix makes it a lot more broke up than a regular food processor, but it got kind of hot. So I just did it in my regular food processor. Now some people will sit there and put it in the bag and kind of like run a rolling pin over it, or just smash it up or however, and then you store it. You put it in the Mylar bags or the half-gallon jars or whatever it is that you want. Now I know my sister, when I was over there today, because she bought some of the eggs that was on sale too, which is, I already have some that's in my freezer, and would you be willing to freeze dry those? I said, well, when this is done, when I see you next, I will grab them, because right now I don't have the freezer space in any of my freezers to grab somebody else's freeze drying stuff too. So, but I mean, like I said, this is a very, very, should have some salsa on here, but this tastes like how it would. And I'm wondering at some point when I remake some more, if I put the hash browns or diced potatoes, I bet that'd be really good with some hash browns. But anyways, yeah, some hash browns. Some hash browns, and make that all into the pan itself and freeze dry everything, so you're just adding water enough, you know, to get everything reconstituted. I'm going to try that next time. So, yeah, definitely, this was a definitely win. So, hopefully you guys, if you ever do get a chance to try freeze-dried eggs, I know I did not like the dehydrated eggs when I could actually taste, and neither did anybody in my family. But this is actually very tasty. So, thank you very much for stopping by. You've seen kind of like the whole process, and like I said, you won't see me blending it and putting it in Mylar bags and the such, but just know that that's the next step. And then, of course, then you just store it for long term, and you're good to go. And this should be supposedly good for up to 25 years. So, yeah. Thank you for stopping by. You have a very blessed and wonderful day.